Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome to my Mars series. So in today's video we are going to be taking a look at Mars within the sign of Aries in order to really describe the Mars in Aries leader. If you want to know more information about the Mars signs and houses and Aries houses and things like that, then I've also created an ebook. So I'm going to provide a link to the ebook in the description box if you want to pick up a copy for yourself. So with all of those introductions out of the way, let's do this. So the way I'm kind of envisioning the Mars and Aries leader is, well, if you could imagine the Mars signs being in a race against one another, it would be the Mars and Aries that would just shoot off very quickly. With that in mind, when it comes to how they lead, they're very powerful leaders. They're very strong leaders. They're the type of leaders who want to be able to lead the group to the most effective way that they see possible, that they see fit. Now, they're not going to have a problem with assigning different tasks to people and saying, hey, Mars and Leo, I think that you should do the presentation through your enthusiasm and through your self-expression. Or they could say to Mars and Libra, hey, Mars and Libra, you're going to be the one who answers the questions at the end from the audience. Or they could say to Mars and Gemini, and also Mars and Virgo, you guys are going to do so much of the research that we're going to need for this project, and you're going to put your two minds together. They take the initiative and they decide, actually, yeah, I want to be the person who's able to manage this. I want to be the boss over this. I want to be able to put my own personal control into this in some way. So if the Mars and Aries is to become a manager or a boss of a corporation or a company, then they are going to be those types of bosses who make sure that they oversee everybody, and they're very good at doing that. They're going to be fearless in that they're able to approach the employees and the people who are working with them and for them, and they're also going to get involved as well. They're not just going to sit up in their office and just not, really associate with the employees. They're actually going to want to be very hands-on, and they want to really show initiative in that way. They would be very good at cultivating the strengths from the employees and the workers, and that also can extend not just to work and things like that, but towards the Mars and Aries loved ones as well. They're going to definitely know how to bring out the best, the very best in those that they lead, and they may be good at going over the sort of targets and things with the employees, but at the same time, whoever's not meeting their targets, they're still going to be very straightforward and direct of having a discussion with that person for not meeting their targets this week. What happened? What's going on? How do we get you improved here? How do we look at the development here and get you, progressing past this? How do we get you learning from this and overcoming this? So they are going to be really great leaders in that way, because they're great at assigning tasks to other people because they see the strengths in other people and they're able to bring those things out of them. And two, they're very good at seeing the weaknesses and the challenges in others, and then being able to really help push them through that and create some sort of action plan with that, and to help them improve in some way. Now, of course, yes, what comes into play here is impatience with the Mars and Aries. So they may not be the types of leaders who will actually sit down and will patiently go through that plan, that action plan with their employees. They'll probably assign somebody else to do that. They might assign the Mars and Virgo. So that's if they are to be a boss or a manager within a certain firm. But also, when it just comes to themselves and being their own independent boss or leader, so they may be entrepreneurs, and so if they are, they're going to be very good at directing their own lives as the leader. Being your own boss, it is not an easy task, it's all the things that surround that. it takes a certain sort of energy, and I think that the Mars and Aries energy is that type of energy that can help motivate people and drive people if that's what, of course, the Mars and Aries really wants to do. They could possibly, you know, blow up in one of their workers' faces, depending on what they did, obviously. Though at the same time, they're also going to take action on possible risks and possible accidents that might happen within the company or firm. And also when it comes to competitions as well. So if it is that the company's in a rivalry with another company, oh my gosh, honestly, the Mars and Aries can get so riled up. This is what we need to do. Why are you not doing it? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. They're just going to be the types of bosses and managers who will have no problem with firing an employee. It's just that they have that confidence in themselves to do that in a respectful way, you know, and in an honorable way. But still, it's just that what can come with Aries energy is, yeah, it can come with combative, bullying, you know, pushy energy too. So with that mind, some leaders may be really pushy and demanding type of leaders. But overall, I think that they're going to just be intentional, and they're going to be direct and firm with their staff and who they lead. And when it comes to defending the company against rivalry, they're going to be really good at being super hands-on with that situation. They are natural born leaders. The Mars and Aries leader could have been the leader of the group or the, you know, their pack. So if they did make many friends, they might have been the one who was very good at initiating certain ideas and things to do together. Or if it happened to be them in a classroom situation where they're working on a project, if it happens to be where another child is trying to tell the Mars and Aries what to do, especially being a child, the Mars and Aries may get really frustrated and tell them to go away. And especially because Mars and Aries is younger here, you know, when you're a kid, you're not overly aware of your actions, and then the Mars and Aries energy can be that type of energy that isn't so aware of their actions. So if you can imagine when they're younger, they just see red sometimes. They just see it their way. I'm not having this. I'm not having someone say this to me or tell me what to do or give me direction. I'm leading myself. As they mature and grow, how they lead also matures and grows. Because then they're at a point where it's like, whoa, well, if I want to lead others, well then I gotta make sure that others are being listened to. They're being heard. They're being taken into consideration, their individuality. And so I gotta take into account these individuals around me, that it's not just about me wanting to just go ruthlessly, just jump in, leap into certain experiences, but I actually have to pull back a little bit and bring the reins in a little bit here, because if I want to lead, I need to do it in a way where I'm more aware of my surroundings and who I'm impacting. Now, they're definitely going to make some mistakes along the way, and so it's about the Mars and Aries leader learning from those mistakes and then starting a new approach or strategy if they need to. Sometimes Mars and Aries can kind of push at things too much and just forget to really reflect on where they're at. So a good way for them to become stronger in their leadership skills would be by them then taking some time just to recoup or just to reassess things, and then be able to think, okay, right, this is what I've learned this year, this is what's happened this year, this month, right, well, this is what we're going to do moving forward. Now, when it comes to relationships with the Mars and Aries in terms of how they lead, well, when it comes to the bedroom, okay, because this is Mars and Aries, this is the sex drive, they may want to lead within that union. They may want to switch up their routine, switch up their moves with their partner. They're going to be hungry, like thirsty, hungry for sex, because this is high sex energy. But overall, this is going to be the body wanting to move, just be more active. So a good way to get out their energy would be by going for a run. You know, sprinting's a really good one, so things that are just quick, impulsive hits of energy that just get them going fast. Also just going to the gym or going to a certain football game or a match somewhere or some sort of competition. Physical activity is definitely something that can get out a lot of that energy for the Mars and Aries, and by them being able to get out their energy, they're going to be much more effective leaders because they're going to be able to lead with much more focus and much more concentration. So I think maybe the reason why the Mars and Aries can lose focus sometimes is because of the frustrations that they're holding within their own body. So by the Mars and Aries leader being able to get out their energy, they're going to be able to then rest more, rest very well, because they just, you know, just tire themselves out, and then next thing you know, they're gonna be sleeping like babies, and then they're gonna be waking up, and then they're gonna be on it again tomorrow or a few hours later, whatever the case may be, and they're gonna be back to being focused and driven again. And oh my gosh, they are going to be able to bring so many new, refreshing, innovative ideas into the relationship in order to give it an extra spark if it needs it. They're going to be good at initiating new things, right? So new activities to do with their partner to really get it exciting and thrilling, because that's what they like, that's what they enjoy in relationships. They're also going to be good at doing that within the workplace. So being able to initiate new projects, new strategies to bring into work that the company could then develop on. Oh, but when it comes to the ones that they love and anybody trying to get on the bad side of the ones they love, the Mars and Aries is going to be the first one to defend their family and jump in. They want to stand up for the underdog. So if they saw someone in school being attacked, and it was, especially if it was someone that they care about, they're going to retaliate and just jump in. Really essential for Mars and Aries to have some sort of outlet. So even if that's them screaming into their pillow, or if it's going to a boxing class or a fighting class, you know, they could even go to a dance class, they could go to a gymnastics class, or they could just decide, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna go skiing, or I'm just gonna go like skydiving, or I'm just gonna go mountain trekking, or I'm just gonna go water rafting. Or it could be something as small as listening to motivational speeches on YouTube. So on that note, the Mars and Aries leader could actually be involved with being a sports coach or a coach overall, or they may be a motivational speaker. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be where they stand up on a stage and they give a speech, but it could be something as small as them motivating their family member because their family member had a bit of a bad day. It can just make them really impactful leaders, and it can make them encouraging, inspiring leaders. Ultimately, guys, the Mars in Aries leader is going to be a leader of honor and virtue. They're going to be passionate in how they lead. They're going to be motivational in how they lead, where they motivate others and themselves. They are going to have the courage to step up to the plate in times of danger or in times of difficulty. But if you want to decide that you want to compete with the Mars and Aries, well then, good luck to you. Alright then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes the Mars in Aries leader video. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Mars in Taurus leader, so definitely stay tuned. Thank you all so much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then go right ahead and click that subscribe button, and I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!